allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Gareth, it's nice to see you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Unfinished business or correspondence?
I have nothing.
We are looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting dated March 28th, 2022 as presented. So moved. Second. Call for a vote on that, please, Karen?
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
We are looking for a motion to approve invoices in the amount of $5,817,289.99 for the period March 9th through March 23rd, 2022. So,
Second.
call for a vote, please.
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
Looking for a motion that the actual gross payroll in the amount of $265,300.30 be approved for payment for the period February 27th through March 12th, 2023.
So moved.
Second. Call for vote, please.
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
We are looking for a motion to appoint Jeffrey A. Ginther of Washington Township to the Clearfield Jefferson County's Airport Authority to fill the unexpired term of Scott North. Mr. Ginther's term will expire December 31st, 2024. So moved.
Second.
You and Scott, you want to speak on that?
Yes, I can say that we're very fortunate to have this airport in our region. It provides a vital part of our economy. It contributes not only to the business community, but also for people going on recreation or leisure travel. The Airport Authority is a vital, well-run organization. It was one of the finest boards upon which I've ever served. I leave it with regret that this role conflicts with responsibilities there. We're very fortunate and pleased that Mr. Ginther has agreed to serve on that board, and we're looking forward to his contributions to the furtherment of that organization.
Thank you, Scott. Call for vote, please.
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
Yes. We are looking for a motion to reduce the sheriff's overtime budget by $10,000 and reallocating the funding to the juvenile and adult probation's budgets for overtime medical transports at $5,000 per department.
So moved.
Second. Yeah. Call for vote, please.
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
Looking for a motion to enter into an indemnification agreement with Service Access and Management Incorporated. The county will agree to pay the remaining amount owed to SAM by execution of this agreement in the amount of $487,964.20. So,
Second.
call for a vote on that, please.
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
Looking for a motion to appoint Mark Adams from Brockway to the Area Transportation Authority to fill the unexpired term of Amy Kessler. Mr. Adams' term will expire December 31st, 2020.
Second.
You want to speak on that at all, Jeff? Okay, call for vote, please.
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
Yes. Thank you. We're looking for a motion to award the contract for the lawn mowing and trimming services for county-owned properties to BWB Landscaping in an amount of $1,293 per month. So moved. Second. Thank you. Anything you want to say on that? Or?
No, just that the county received 3 proposals for the mowing, and BWB was the low quote.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Call for vote.
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Pritchard?
Yes. Motion to award the contract for the lawn mowing and trimming services for County Bridge properties to Chad's Lawn and Landscaping in the amount of $14,250. So,
Second.
and again, you can say,
Yeah, sure. Once again, for the county bridges, we received 3 proposals, and Chad's was the low quote.
okay. Call for a vote on that, please, Karen.
Mr. Bullers?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Pritchard?
Yes. Looking for a motion to enter into an agreement for professional consultant services with HRG Incorporated, Pennsylvania Economy League, to complete a strategic management plan for Jefferson County as per the proposal in the amount of $79,955.
So
Second. And again,
Yeah. This project is going to be completed. The county, as everyone recalls, recently received grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development to do this plan. So this will be completed in conjunction with that grant funding that was awarded previously. And HRG PDL was the low proposal for this project.
so you want to elaborate a little bit more maybe on just how this worked and everything, and how you did your.
Sure. So the county had previously applied for grant funding for the DCED and was awarded the grant funds. And we received 4 proposals through an RFP process from various firms. And HRG PEL was the low cost proposal that was received by the county. And so moving forward, they'll be completing a strategic plan for the county, looking at all the county's resources, departments, determining, developing a 5-year plan moving forward, looking at all the various financials and administrative capacities, and then coming up with a plan moving forward after that. And then also, after the plan's completed, that opens up more opportunities for grant funding in the future for whatever the plan recommends. There's more grant opportunities through the state that will allow the county to go after the plan's completed.
Thanks, Ben.
Can I ask that question? Yep. Go ahead, Ben, could you explain to us what the actual cost of the county will be out of this $79,000?
Yes, so the grant funds that we received from DCED, matching requirements vary from municipality to municipality. We were able to get the lowest amount of a matching category that is available, which is a 10% match for this project. So the county, out of the $79,955, will only be have to provide a 10% match of that amount.
I'd like to say that this is a great benefit to the county, in that the county is not only benefiting from specifically your excellent work in this regard, Ben, taking that $79,000 contract, essentially making it $7,900 contract to us. The potential impact going forward, as the plan identifies issues that need attention, that match carries forward. So, for example, if a department needs an automation upgrade, and that's going to cost $100,000, with the match, if we're successful in getting the matching money of something identified, our responsibility, our taxpayers of Jefferson County's responsibility would be a dime on the dollar, 10%. So the potential impact of Ben White's good work in this regard would be easily, certainly into the hundreds of thousands, maybe into the millions of dollars of benefit. So thank you for that excellent work, Ben.
Yep, sure. Yes, as Scott said, Commissioner North said, the the future impacts of being able to access more grant funds will be great for the county because obviously there's a lot of grant opportunities that are out there that have a lot more matching requirements than this one does.
And this process is, in essence, a way to open that door.
Thank you. Thanks, Ben. Okay, we'll call for a vote on that, please.
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. Nord?
Yes.
Mr. Pacircio?
Looking for a motion to recognize the month of April 2022 as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month in Jefferson County. So,
Second.
and never here to represent. Okay, call for a vote on that, please, Karen?
Mr. Bowlers?
Yes.
Mr. Nord?
Yes.
Mr. Pacircio?
Announcements. Commissioner meeting, April 12th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. here at Jefferson Place. And all county offices will be closed on April 15th, which is a Friday, in observance of Good Friday. At this time, I would turn this over to you so we can introduce Karen.
Thank you, sir. It's my honor to introduce to the county Miss Kara Strano Taylor, who was selected as our Children and Youth Administrator. And she's already assumed those duties. And we're very grateful that she offered her services and looking very much forward to the good things. Most importantly for the children and by extension, the families of our county. Children and Youth Department from stem to stern, difficult work, arduous conditions. They need to have flexibility. They need to be conscious of so many different things insofar as the responsibility to the children, the applications of law and regulation, the second and third level impacts of what they do and don't do on the family and the extended family and so many other complicated things. So we welcome you, Kara. We thank you for making yourself available to us. And is there anything you'd like to say?
If I may, thank you. Thank you for the lovely welcome. I started last Monday, so today's day 8, and I'm here, coming back, keep coming back. It's been an eye-opening week and a half. The intersection that I always had with the agency and the work they did, I think was quite robust, but the details, the administrative back end, I'm learning. Every day I come in, I'm just learning and learning so that we can start making really thoughtful and well-informed decisions. I do have to say that I am grateful for the folks that are still in the trenches with us. I think everybody knows that we're running pretty lean staffing-wise. And the folks that have remained, I think, have a level of commitment that is just unsurpassed. We all know this work is thankless. We know it's late nights. We know it's crises. Could be stressful. So I just wanted to express my gratitude to those, and I try to do it pretty regularly, that are still hanging in with us until we kind of figure out how to get everything on an even keel. I can tell you that we have capable, competent people who have eyes on kids when they need to be, and I feel confident that we're making good decisions even when we're carrying the weight of a caseload that's higher than any individual should have to carry. So I'm grateful for that bit. And also everyone has been so welcoming. For the first time, I think this is the first time I've been employed by someone other than myself in 20 years. And it was I had to fill out an application for employment, meeting with HR. Everyone's been lovely from, in everybody here on the second floor and over at the court, and all the staff. So I just want to thank you for the lovely welcome. And if you see me running around like my hair is on fire,
It probably
is.
maybe just give me a glass of water and I'll just keep on moving on. But thank you for the welcome and thank you for having me. And I'm here for any questions.
Thank you, Kara.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Any questions for Kara?
And happy to answer any questions if anybody has them.
your experience in your law practice, and that had a lot to do with dealing with CYS type stuff.
Yeah, I represented all of the kids that were court active in care since 2004. So I would say I was pretty intimately involved in all of those cases.
Yeah.
And I knew there were cases that weren't court active. Like obviously that were getting services or just some diversionary service or intervention, but I wasn't deeply familiar with that side of it. So this has been eye-opening to see what kind of services we have to offer and could contract out and things like that.
Did you like see an ad or something that applied for it? Or?
It's it literally smacked me in the face walking down the set of the back steps of the courthouse. There was a posting on the back door of where the pathonetary office is, job posting. And literally came down and there it was. And it was like, well, if that isn't just asking me to apply, then I don't know what is. So yeah, that's how that came to be.
You'll be able to stay on full school board and that too during all this?
Unfortunately, no. I'm resigning that position because I think it's a conflict to be running a department of a county agency while also voting on a budget of another government entity. And I have to, that's on my list. It's been on my list for 3 days to send my resignation letter up. I haven't done that yet. I have talked to Dr. May. He knows it's coming. And it kind of hurts my heart a bit because I've been there for over a decade and
it's a long time.
yeah.
Wow.
And I'm very proud of the things that the school does and they have great staff. It's just time for someone else to be able to take on that role and I can give this my full attention.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
All right, thanks again. At this time, Veterans Affairs, Dave Wrights, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well. Busy. Since January 1st, we've seen an increase in traffic and claims in the VA office. And there are a number of factors involved, and most of them are probably above my pay grade to discuss. But these are some of the following stats just from January 2 to yesterday afternoon. We had 1,117 phone calls and 752 messages. I have read 1,176 emails. We've had 284 in-person appointments, whether they're in the office or I'm going to a veteran's home. In-person appointments just from the last 20 work days, we've had 104 in-person appointments. Again, either in office or at the veteran's home. And just to put maybe some teeth to that, the miles that I've driven just for appointments in veterans residences since January 1st is 1,487. We've given 47 DAV rides year to date. And what all of this work looks like monetarily, and this is rough and the true numbers won't come out to the end of the fiscal year, but as of this month, we're at roughly $7.5 million into the county for direct compensation and pension payments going to veterans. So that means we have federal dollars of roughly $7.5 million coming in, paid to veterans and their families. And that puts us square with last year's numbers as well. The dollars coming in, again, they're federal. Now, if you add education, voc rehab, employment, insurances, medical care, or unique patient dollars, it doubles the total that we have coming in. Last year's numbers, we had $23,630,000 VA dollars come in paid to Jefferson County veterans. 12.2 million of those were direct compensation and pension. We're looking to square those numbers, maybe exceed them again this year. Now, last year we showed an increase of $468,000 in payments going to veterans coming into the county over the prior fiscal year. And as I was able to get into the government's spreadsheets over the last decade, the dollars that we have coming in, there is a slight Lawrence Welk effect, and you can usually attribute that to turnover in the office, or even the COVID pandemic shows a bit of a decrease and then a sharp increase after things open back up. And there's other reasons for that as well. But one thing I would like to say, over the last decade, the vet population has dropped from 4,029 veterans in Jefferson County to the most recent numbers, which came out in January, and I have it in the packet here, of 2,954 veterans. Now, in that period of time, we've shown an increase of $9 million coming in from the VA to Jefferson County veterans. even though we've had a loss of over 1,000 veterans. So we're continue to make more money. We have less veterans, but we have more claims. And there's more dollars being attributed to those claims now than there were before. So we are busier than ever. I still try to have a gentle touch and meet with every single veteran that I can. And if there's a vet in need, just please come in and see me. And if you call and I don't answer, it's probably because there's someone sitting across the desk.
All right, thanks, Dave. Any questions for Dave?
Can I ask a question? I'm
Absolutely.
curious. The decrease in numbers, but increase in dollars in, is that just becoming even more adept at like navigating how the federal systems work and maximizing the amount of money that's coming down to vets?
That's a part of it. Another part is the VA has become more friendly and opened more presumptives for like Agent Orange exposure.
Oh, so it's not quite the same uphill battle to get benefits.
Well, some things get better. Last year, they changed the CFR codes. So a lot of musculoskeletal claims were dropped completely. So they're paying these veterans this amount for X amount of years. And then they say, well, we changed the code. You're not getting paid for that anymore. So that actually decreases, while at the same time, the claims for Agent Orange presumptives have increased.
I
And
see.
there's different cancers that they've added, which they should.
Okay.
And there's a lot more to come.
By presumptive, David, could you?
Yeah, some of the presumptives, like say for Agent Orange exposure, anyone who was in Vietnam certainly was exposed to Agent Orange. Agent Orange, it's a poison. I mean, it was there to kill foliage. And it did a great job of that. Everything turned brown. But at the same time, it's being sprayed on all of these gentlemen and ladies that were in Vietnam. They were drinking it. They were laying in it. When they kicked dust up, they were breathing it in. They were poisoned by it. So over the years, these poisons, now the VA has said, these things you could get from Agent Orange exposure. So you could have Parkinson's disease or now Parkinsonisms, ischemic heart disease. There are 8 or 9 different cancers or leukemias that you could get from it. They're now attributing hypertension, as well as a bunch of other diseases that even though, yes, you could have diabetes too, and that could be in your family. If you have diabetes too, and you were exposed to Agent Orange, they presume that your diabetes too came from Agent Orange exposure rather than family history.
Is that a recent shift?
There have been some recent shifts, and they added, like say, bladder cancer last year. And when they do that, say they added bladder cancer this month. Last month, bladder cancer was not caused by Agent Orange. This month, bladder cancer was caused by Agent Orange. So now they send out a letter to people that claimed bladder cancer before, and if they're still with us, then they come in and they make a claim for bladder cancer now, and it can be service connected.
So that's some of these phone calls, emails, or people that are
Absolutely.
newly eligible for things that might not have been before,
Yeah, and a lot of these guys did claim these before,
right?
and they were denied. And now, since it's opened up some new claims, they can come in and claim it, and now it can be service connected for it.
So the key takeaway is if you're a veteran and have been denied in the past, it's worth exploring this again.
Absolutely. Absolutely worth exploring again. I mean, especially if you have any type of new evidence. Things have gotten worse. And again, there's so many changes that take place every year within the VA that it's worth coming in to at least talk about.
Now, if they were denied in the past, would they then, when something changes, do they send a letter of, or is it just up to them to?
No, most of the time they're sent a letter. And a lot of the guys will come in with that letter and say, I was sent this letter by the VA that says they know that I applied for bladder cancer in the past and was denied, but now it's a claim that's accepted.
But don't wait on that.
No,
It may not catch you.
true.
How do these shifts have to do like continual research on Agent Orange or what?
Yeah, there's continual research. And a lot of times you'll see, even for example, if you move past the Vietnam era and into like my era, you'll see a bunch of things pop up with veterans. And it seems like an anomaly because the veteran population has that. So then they look at that veteran population in that time frame and start to try to connect the pieces of where this could have maybe come from. And with like the Agent Orange guys, the Vietnam guys, there are a number of things that they have that my era don't. And they have, but the World War II era didn't have. So when they start to connect the dots and say, well, this is where it is. And then you have medical studies going on where now they're attributing these things directly to Agent Orange exposure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. All right. Any other public comments we have? We'll go to questions from the press. If there's anything that's happening.
Do you guys know how many county bridge properties there are?
33 bridges. 33.
I've never heard of Pennsylvania 811. Is that something new? I've heard all kinds of other ones, but 811.
That's for your dig, that kind of stuff.
Before you dig, call 811.
Like that PA1 call, that was used to be called.
Yep, anytime you do any digging, 811.
So that 10% match with the strategic plan. The way, whenever you were explaining that, I got a little confused. So does that 10% match, does that hold then for any later money that comes through whatever they find is necessary in that plan, or how does that, or is that just for this first initial cost?
Why don't you field it, Ben?
Sure.
You have the best grasp of the detail. The
So-
short answer to your question is yes. Ben can let
So-
it out.
Yeah, so this project itself, whenever the county did a grant application for this project, we had to do narrative for the DCD to determine what the match requirement would be for the county. So the determination was a 10% for this strategic plan. So moving forward, whenever the plan is completed and there's other funding source opportunities later on, the county's match will continue to be 10%.
Okay, so that'll stay then for whatever projects are identified, as long as it's funding within.
It has to be attached to the plan.
Yeah, okay. Do you guys have any ideas or know specific areas that you're expecting to, for them to find needing improvements?
That's what the plan will identify.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't right now. I mean, it's,
Alex, we had a meeting, commissioners, and Ben had a meeting with that organization prior to making the award so that we were all on the same page. And in broad terms, we wanted to find out what they were gonna do, how they were gonna do it, and what our deliverable, what their deliverable to us was going to be, what's the product. So, our expectation based upon that discussion and the information provided through the bid and DCED is that we're expecting a fairly comprehensive review of what we do. And then this would probably be of interest to the media. We'll be getting some in-progress reports too. That is to say, they won't just be operating in a vacuum and then at the end we get, here's your product. We're gonna keep an eye on this product, this project from beginning to the end. So I'm expecting we probably would have updates along the way.
When was the last time it was done, or does anybody even know?
We did it in 04, 05, and then we did an update. Remember Karen, like 12, I think? It's been a while.
A lot of things have changed, that's for sure.
The bottom line is our approach to this will save money.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, if no other questions, we'll look for a motion, the meeting be adjourned.
So
Second. Okay, call for a vote, please.
Mr. Bowles? Mr. Moore?
I'll keep second.
This is the part nobody likes, picture taken with the commissioners.
I like the picture.